Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Predpool. Thank you for clicking on my video. I decided this year to do a mid-year top list, and how I'm going to do it this year is since we're close, pretty much middle of the year, I'm just going to do my top favorite 5 figures that I've collected so far since the beginning of this year. And then at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, I'll do my top 10. So half a year, half a list. So that gives room by the end of this year, beginning of next year, to add another 5 figures, shift things around depending on how I'm impressed with future figures that I get from here on. So again, it's just to give you an idea of what I like as of now. Now bear in mind, I do not have unlimited funds, so I have not collected every figure out there. I know there's some figures that many are raving about that I have not personally purchased. So I'll give you an example. Harbinger Studios has released Elric, which many are clamoring and really enjoy having that figure, and I'm happy for them. It just was not for me. Doesn't mean anything against the figure or the company, etc. But they had other offerings that caught my eye more. So I know many of you might say, hey dude, you should really get that figure because it's awesome, or you missed out on a great figure. And maybe I did, but I was just not feeling it. Just not the type of character for me. Just to give an example, and there's many other imports and other figures that you may have that maybe blows some of the figures I have on my list out of the water, but I just don't have them. So I got that disclaimer out of the way. So first I want to do a honorable mention. This is going to be he's going to probably wind up in my top 10 somewhere at the end of the year, but he's not on my top 5. This is going to be Mezco Conan, Arnold Warpaint. I've been waiting for several years for a movie type Conan to arrive, and Mezco finally did one. Super 7 had done one already prior, but wasn't, again, the style, the way they do figures, again, didn't quite do it for me. Mezco did this, was more accurate, more realistic to the movie. The only downfall is his size. If his size was something more that I enjoyed having in my collection, he probably would have been number 1 actually, as of right now. But because of his, no pun intended, shortcomings of that size, he's right now an honorable mention. He'll probably, be in my top 10 by the end of the year, like I mentioned already. But really nice sculpt and paint. I do recommend them, but just a big disappointment in that area with the size for me. All right, so let's get them out of the way. All right, so let's go to our number 5 figure for me that I really enjoy having in my collection. And here we go. So here we have from Fexed Hobby, Acid Rain, Valerius, and he had like a red paint on him and it's black. He already had a prior version, I guess, not the specific character, but he's like a wave 1.5. That the first wave has a character similar that was like a brown and beige, but I really dig these colors. Now this company, they've done a really great job with articulation, accessories, sculpt. It's just great to have, and I'm really glad to have in my collection. I do have one more figure from this line that I really enjoy more. I just enjoyed the look. I like the look of this one more out of the 2 that I got. So yeah, I highly recommend Valerius from Fexed Hobby more out of the 2 that I got. So yeah, I highly recommend Valerius from Fexed Hobby. If you're able to get them, highly recommend them. Here we have a Ninja Turtle. This is from Medi Toys. He also goes on the Ling In-Hyun, I believe it is. And this is Leonardo. So here we have Leonardo that came out earlier this year. And I didn't get the other 3 turtles or any of the other turtles. I think Raphael was the only other one that came out same time as him. So, and to be honest, I'm just a Leonardo and Shredder collector. I'm not a full Ninja Turtle collector. But this figure is awesome. I really enjoyed messing around with him. He has great sculpt and a lot of accessories. I liked his size. So he's my favorite Leonardo in my collection, and I highly recommend getting this guy. All right, so now we have this guy here. He is from Big Bad Workshop, and he's a close combat operative. He's from Soldiers of Fortune. Really love these figures. They really nice, solid plastic that they use. Easy to take things on and off. Their vests can be a little tricky sometimes, but nothing overbearing. They are out of a rubbery material, so it's not as far as hard like a hard plastic that you think will crack or break as far as getting things on him. But I love the deck on this specific one. They have also like a yellow, a completely red, and also like a black with kind of like gray camo on them. So any of them is pretty cool. I just like this one specifically more. But again, it comes with a lot of accessories. No problem with the joints. Easy to move things around. You can customize them better as you wish, as far as with their look. So yeah, I highly recommend these figures. The only downfall I would say about this line is the price. If they were cheaper, I would say they would give Valaverse and Hasbro a run for their money. But because they are pricey, that's what's holding them back, I think, from being more popular. So I think Big Bad should try to consider lowering the price if they really want to compete with the other soldier type characters out there or lines. Alright, so now we have here Savage Crucible, Brynar Vale. And I did get a Harbor Studios, one of their figures in my top 5. I really liked, again, all the different accessories, different colors. He has the 2 head sculpts. This one particularly has a joint in his jaw, so you can move his jaw up and down. The cape, he doesn't come with that. That's from Mezco. But again, I really enjoy this figure, and I'm glad I got him. And I've been messing around with him a lot. And with Harbinger Studios, they're great with customizing and moving things around, moving their like accessories, what they wear and everything. So, but yes, he is on my top 2 of my 5. All right, so here comes the moment that we've been waiting for. At least I have. My number one figure as of right now, mid-year, is And for my number 1, here we have Nev. Nev is a great figure. Yes, it was a long wait to get her, but and yes, her head might be a little bit too big, but I've been doing a lot of pictures. I've been doing like a lot of videos with her. She's just all around fun. Last year, my top figure was Gold Hilder from X-Ray. This year, she kind of takes over that spot for this year, as far as kind of like that Viking, barbaric woman and so forth. So she kind of fills that part for me now for this year. Again, I'm really glad I got this figure. Decent amount of accessories. Again, she's on my number 1 for right now. So we'll see what the rest of this year comes. I do have a couple of other figures that I have pre-ordered. We have other figures that keep popping up out of the woodwork that all of a sudden, whoa, that looks amazing. And so we'll see what happens from here to end of December, beginning of January. What will my top 10 look like then? But these are my top 5 for mid-year. All right, thank you for taking the time and being curious to see my video. Tell me if you liked any of these figures, if any of them would make it on any of your list in any level. What are figures that I don't have that you have that say, hey, this is the one I will put number 1. So again, there's no wrong or right answers. Whatever we like, that gets our interest and, puts a smile on our face. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video, which most likely will be a review. See you later.